We won't give all praises and glory to Yahweh Shemi Hashabah Dash. The blessed apostles G. Mention along to all the faithful men that's doing this work. Lord willing, I'm going to make this video. Watch a little bit. This documentary on Netflix. It is pretty good, man. It's called Rumble, but it's about pretty much saying how like today's music is how it's influenced by Gad's music, which is so-called Native Americans. Which if you didn't know that by now, the so-called blessed to those Native Americans, they're the true Israelites, right? And matter of fact, I might as well start with this because we are the originators of everything. We are the first ones to do everything. Alright, let me see. Alright. Let's see. Jeremiah 10:16 says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things. Israel is the rod of his inheritance, Yahweh of hosts is his name. So Israel is the Jacob is the former of all things. We everything that really happens really started with us. Type of move. What is it called? Not swag, whatever. That too, but I'm trying to think of a word. I can't think of a damn word, but pretty much like a movement. It's like people starting doing shit. Trends. There you go. A lot of trends started with us. A lot of inventions was started with us. All right. And we going to mainly speak about Gad. That's what the thing was mainly about. But obviously, a lot of people already know the story about the, Gad, what's it called, the little Edomites when they came. Obviously they didn't discover this place. They took it from the so-called Native Americans, the so-called Mexican. But also they learned, like Gad was teaching these niggas how to, farm and shit like that. All right. Let me see. So pretty much in the show, they pretty much try to say show how like today's music is fully influenced by tribal music and shit like that. And it was beautiful too. That documentary was really edifying because it really showed this how fucking similar Gad and Judah is. You know what I mean? Because they showed the early music of Gad. You know what I mean? And I remember because I was like, I'm at work, so I'm like just listening to it. So one part I wasn't even looking, and then fucking it was like these little Gadite women singing and whatever, and I literally thought it was they. That song "Wade in the Water." I thought that's what they were singing, but it sounds so similar to like so-called African Negro spirituals. Just what the lady was saying in the video. Like it sounds so similar. And why is that? Why does this sound similar? Because they are fucking similar. Because they're the same people. They went through the same shit. They were singing about the oppression that they was going through, just like so-called Negroes was going through. All right. They brought out the information how niggas they would flee from slavery and find refuge amongst Gad and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Alright. And then what's it called? what's it called, Slocky, and in Louisiana too. I think is what it was. A lot of Gab went over there to flee, and it was just so dark that they saying pretty much that was dark skinned, and they just instead of just saying okay I'm black, I'm Native American, I'm just going to identify as black or something like that, whatever the fuck. So you even got some tribes that might look and think that they're black, but they're native, and vice versa. Alright, but they was showing different music and shit, man. Like the what's his name? Like Quay Blues, shit like that. Like we already know Jake made that shit, blues and jazz and shit. We already know Judah, made that song, made those that style. What was his name? I think I'm gonna get his damn name wrong, man. Child something like that. Like I think he was an early blues singer. But you know what I mean? It was crazy because the girl, she was breaking it down, and the way dude was singing, that they had a really early audios of singing. That shit really did sound like some Gad shit. Like you can hear the influence. You know what I mean? Because I guess at that time, niggas couldn't have drums or whatever, so he was on the guitar. He was playing the guitar and beating on it as well. So it made it seem like he had a drum, and it's just the way he was singing, it sounded like some Gad shit. You know what I mean? You know how the Gad be singing with the little drums and shit. It just sounds so familiar, like sounds so similar. Alright. It was a good, man. It was just showing how different music was inspired. You know what I mean? Like the what they call it, the stomp dance, where I think that's what it's called. Where Gad would they would say something, and then pretty much they would repeat, and then whatever. That's pretty much how the blues was. They would say something, and then the background singers would repeat after him, whatever the fuck. But you gotta watch the video. I can't really explain all that. Can't really remember every single detail, but it's just crazy, man. Like, really got me was how similar, because they just kept saying, pretty much how similar it is with the so-called African shit, which we already know that's Judah. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy, like, because that's something I noticed too, even listening to, listening to reggae, alright, and then listening to, even some Spanish shit. Like I noticed, like even the beat is like, to me, it sometimes sounds similar. Like reggae and some Spanish shit. Some Spanish shit can sound, the beat, like the drums or whatever the fuck it is, it sounds similar to me. Like I noticed that, like something from fucking, you know what I mean? And it's just, because like, man, look, man, you can just tell, man. We all say the same goddamn people, right? You understand that? You watch that documentary, you will see that we the same fucking people. You know what I mean? There was signs. There was signs of it was like them segregation shit. No blacks, no colored, whatever. And they got the one sign that says, okay, this is for whites, this is for colored, and they got one for Indian. It was like white, Indian, and colored. All right. So they was oppressed just as much as we was, things like that, and Issachar was too. And the list goes on and on, not just in music, but we the former of all things in all fucking things. Alright? We was the original, we was the original what's it called? Cowboys and all these things. Everybody stole our style and got it from us. Oh shit, yeah, too, rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? So-called black people made black rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? I believe the guy that he started what was it? It's not rock and roll, but I forgot what the fuck kind of style it is. But it was a guy, he was, he had, so-called Gad in him. But I guess he was the first one that started doing bar chords or some shit. I don't know. It was some new shit. Whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? But we just formidable things in every goddamn thing, man. But this is a cool spot, video to check out. It's called Rumble on Netflix, man. I'll tell you the truth, that shit fire. All right, let me see. And that, you know, like I said, it just proves that, you know, so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the same people. I went through the same shit, and we have the same spirit, really. I mean, you know, we obviously different, but we all technically the same. We're just different tribes. All right, you can see the similarities if you just look and see, if you really study it, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm looking at that video, man, or whatever, that little show, whatever, fuck. I'm like, damn, that shit. Like, you wouldn't even notice how similar that shit sounds. Alright. But, yeah, man, that's just a quick video. Brothers, check that out. Very, very, edifying documentary. Alright. But, yeah, so, hopefully with that, brothers, edifying, give our praises and glory to Yahweh, Bishop Yahshua, Bishop Rakadash. The bond is still the apostles, Jim Echelon, to the brothers in this work, that I'm going to say shalom.